What's up, good people? It's yet another amazing episode of Faith Muringe Show, and my guest today is Willie. Today we are going to have a conversation with Willie. He's going to talk to us about talent, and let's welcome our guest today. Hi.
Hi.
Unaitwa aje? What's your full names?
My name's William Musyoka.
What is it that you are doing currently?
Currently, I'm a student in Kretsa University.
Okay, so tell us about football. Ulianza lini?
So the first time I was playing football, it started back in primary when I used to be a goalkeeper. But back by then, we had not some modes of coaching where we could have some coaches over the field to train us on the different positions we could be playing. But later on, when I went to high school, which was back in 2013, I joined the school team in my high school where we had some coaching, and they discovered that I was a very good defender from the coaching of my coach back in high school, where I started playing number 2, and later on I joined university, and I did not hesitate to join the university team, and with the coach I was able to play under many different situations and to play also in different positions.
Wow, that's a very interesting journey about football. So tell us, what is it that inspired you to start playing football? What is it that drives you to keep going back to the field on and on again?
For one, football is very enjoyable. Even as you watch from the TVs, from the DSTVs, the Europeans also embrace the culture of talents, where most of the people are involved in sports, being one of them being football. That keeps me going, and I like the game in short.
Wow, I hear that talent pays a whole lot more than even other jobs. Is it the thing that made you want to do football like so many times, like you keep going back?
It is not necessarily the case. For one, being a talent, football has got many advantages despite being paid to play. And most of the times, when you're not being paid to play, it does not mean that you should not play. For one, it helps you improve on your fitness. And most of the times you are usually involved, you don't have time to waste, you don't have time to spend it wrongly, like keeping the wrong company, such a thing.
Okay, so it like keeps you away from peer pressure or something.
Yeah.
Okay, Ebu, tell us something about football, like the whole game itself, for someone who maybe has never watched football. Tell us, how is it? You've told us you've come from being a goalkeeper to a defender. Tell us the transition of that.
Okay, for one, football makes you meet new friends, new people. In football, in each and every game you are going, in each and every game you play against different opponents. And in every team, you should have one or two friends in it.
In the opposition team?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How can you be a friend to someone who, like, you are fighting for this winning?
Okay. Being in a team, your opponent can be your brother. It does not mean when you go back to the place you came from, the brotherhood will stop. It will still continue. When you get to the pitch, the same case of being opponent, since you play in different teams, it will still continue.
Oh my God.
And that improves the bond in friendship, especially when you are playing against your brother, and then you are like, oh, today I scored against my brother. Assuming now you are a striker, and your brother is the goalkeeper of the other team, the opponent team. Imagine you go past the defenders and you manage to score past your brother.
Is that a good thing? Or maybe you're supposed to spare him?
In football, it is allowed. When you go back to the place, maybe your parents support you in the game. And then they are like, oh, assuming my name is William, not really assumption, my name is William, assuming now I have a brother by the name Paul. Then when we get home, our parents are like, oh, William, how was the game? And then I'm like, oh, Dad, today I managed to score against Paul. And then Dad will be like, oh, Paul, what happened? You were scored by... And the same joy will be extended in the family.
How about, but you know, Paul is the one who you have scored it to. That means he has lost. Don't you think it brings some kind of enmity?
No, in football, we embrace being brothers.
Okay.
Not necessarily being brothers by blood, but being brothers in football.
Okay.
For example, we are playing in different teams. But in football, we say, give it your best. You never know who is watching you.
Yeah.
Now, assuming him being the opponent of the other team and you being in the other team, the person watching you, he sees some potential in both of you, and then you are picked to go and play in another same club, same team.
Yeah.
How is it?
Hey, that is
Now
amazing.
suppose you had some grudges when you are playing in different teams.
Yeah.
It means you will not be able to play
In the same team.
due to the grudges you had.
That you had.
But with the brothership, with the brotherhood, it means you are going to support each other and you'll be able to play in the same team, and that's all.
Oh, that's a very good explanation. That is brotherhood in team opponents. But how is it that you see some fans, like let's take an example of Manchester and Arsenal. We see that even in Kenya, we don't even know those players, but you can see that most of the times Arsenal players and Manchester players, they are enemies. They fight each other when they go to watch the games. How is it that fans take that enmity too personally and the players don't take it too personally?
Okay, for one, being a football fan, the fight which you should be having is about the win and the lose. The win and the lose only, but it should not extend to the physical fight. When it extends to the physical fight, it means one of you must be actually very wrong, and might even not be good upstairs, because this thing is supposed to keep you going, have the good moments together, but it should not lead you to having the physical fight or some kind of disagreements.
Yeah, because I've seen maybe Manchester has lost, or Arsenal has lost, or Chelsea has lost, then a fan in Kenya commits suicide because of that. What is your take on that?
My take on that, maybe I can say it's sometimes due to
disappointment, or maybe maybe it is because of betting. You know, when I sit down and analyze such a thing, I think that it is because maybe of betting. You've staked something so that a team can make you maybe win some money, then you lose, and maybe you had put a whole lot of money in it. Is it something that you think causes people being suicidal?
Okay, that one can lead to one of them, but even the gambling sites, they say you should gamble responsibly, be responsible in your gambling. So when you fail to be responsible, it means you're going to face the repercussions, and the repercussions, you don't know them. You might be annoyed to an extent of committing suicide. Some other persons can be annoyed to an extent of failing to bet once again. So it depends on how you perceive it.
Wow. So you as a player, what do you think about these betting sites? And maybe someone is betting so that when you win, maybe your team wins, they end up with some money. What do you think about it? Is this something that is right?
Okay, betting, it's allowed. So I can say it is right because it is also allowed in the constitution. Not even the constitution, but by the country, because the businesses have been allowed, have been given the credits, the licenses to undertake their businesses within the country. So I can say it is right. But the way you are going to do it, that's what is going to determine the circumstances you are going to face.
Okay. So you being a young footballer in Kenya, what are the challenges that you go through?
Okay, some of the challenges you can say, sometimes you may be running short of even the personal money to purchase the attires required for the game. For example, you might lack the money or even the support from your parents to purchase the boots, let's say of boots, jerseys, and then you are going to an extra mile of going harder, digging harder to find them for yourself. So that one can be a challenge.
You hustle more harder to invest in football. Does it pay?
Football pays.
How does it pay for you? Because you said you're a student, you said you're playing for a school team.
Yeah.
How does it pay for you?
Okay, in most of the cases, when we are out for the games, there is that allowance. Be it is little, but from the way you're playing it with passions. The moment you're playing it with passion, even if you get the little you get, you are going to appreciate this.
But I've said, because I heard somewhere, that talent is supposed to pay much more than what people earn in other jobs.
Talent is supposed to be well paid. But in our country, if I may use our country as an example, we got many players.
Who have potential and everything.
Yeah. But the people up there, the time you are going to get the chance up there, it is very minimal. The chance to be playing at that top place where you are supposed to be paid for the talent you have, it's very minimal.
Why do you think that is the case? Is it that maybe there's corruption, people put there people that they know instead of looking for real talent?
That one is one of the contributing factors. In such a case whereby when you go for the trials in Kenya, you are having trials for a particular team, then you are supposed to go there. You might not be having even the support from your parents. Then out of your passion in football and trying your luck, you just say, let me go and try my luck today. And then you are there for the game, you play a very nice game, but after the trials, you are not hearing your name being called. That you have passed the trials. And you see yet another different player whom you have even watched play, and he has not even played better than you, being called. That one, it raises questions in your mind. What's the criteria being used to select the different players? So the different factors being considered for one to be called up for the trials, to have passed the trials, they might not be familiar with you. So, and you have got not the power to question, why have I not been chosen? So you just go home and you let
try
it go.
again. You try again and another time.
To fight another day.
But I think that is at most corruption, because you can go to a field, maybe you as a fan, you're seeing potential in some player, he's doing so well, maybe he's scoring a goal or doing whatever you do inside the field, and then at the end of the day, someone who is picked is not as talented as the other person. I think maybe it's a little bit of corruption maybe in our country.
Yes, but as I have earlier told you, corruption is one of the contributing factors.
Okay, so you talked about parents and support. You playing football from primary school to secondary school to university. Do your parents support your talent?
In fact, when I was playing in primary, I was playing only while in school. The moment you're getting home and you tell your parent that you're going to play with your friends, they are like, no, you're going to get injured. That spirit of being pessimistic.
But
they tell you you're going to get injured. So you have got no choice other than to sit back at home or even attend to the duties they are going to leave at you, simply because you're not supposed to go to play. So they leave you with the duties so that the moment you fail to undertake them will be reasonable. So so that you cannot go for the game, they leave you with the duties to keep you to the home till they came back.
But do you think that is something that is right? So many parents they tend to maybe stop their kids from following their talent because of such issues. You've talked about injuring. As a parent, you feel so bad when maybe your kid has gone out there. He went to play, maybe you allowed him to follow his talent, then he's back home with a lot of injuries. What do you think, you as a parent, maybe that is the case of maybe your kid has come home, he's injured. Do you think these parents are wrong to stop us from following talents that maybe injure us, or do you think it is something that is right?
For one, your parent, the moment they discover your talent, in fact, since your talent is a well-paying, they should support you.
But at first it doesn't pay.
At first it does not pay. But the moment it is not cultivated from the early stages, how will it be possible to pay at the maturity stages?
Wow. You would tell us, what is your best team?
My best team.
Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, my best team is Chelsea.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice you're wearing a Chelsea jersey. It is called a Chelsea jersey.
The champions of Europe, as you are speaking. Yeah.
Are they number one? I don't know. Able tell us something. Tell us the analytics. Who is in the top? Who is maybe in the bottom? Tell us something. You told us that Chelsea is the what? The winner or the leading?
The champions of Europe.
Hey, okay. Tell us something about those analytics.
Okay. The more reason as to why I'm calling Chelsea football team as the champions of Europe is because in the last years UEFA Champions League they matched the winners after beating Man City for 1-0 on the 29th of May 2021.
You even have the specific dates.
Yeah.
Maybe the time. Maybe I should ask you the time. You must know the time. So Chelsea, you're saying that Chelsea is number one. I don't know these things.
From the last season, it was the champion of Europe.
How about now?
For now, it stands at number 3.
So they are not who are the champions? Chelsea is not the champions. They are number 3 this season.
Okay, I see. During this league title, the Premier League title, which is on for now. Yeah.
They are number 3.
They are number 3. So they emerged champions of Europe in the last year's UEFA Champions League.
Okay.
So we are fighting for this other league, the Premier League, and also the UEFA Champions League, so that we can also see if we can emerge the winners.
So you don't want to tell me who is the number 1?
Okay. Now as we stand in the Premier League table, Man City is the top.
Okay. The second.
But despite it being the top,
Chelsea is still the champion.
Yeah.
How about maybe it goes up to number 9, number 10 there? Will you still support it?
I will still support it. That's the loyalty of the team.
You're a diehard.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes get emotional when maybe you're watching your football team being beaten hard?
Of late, you have not been beaten so hard. But there are sometimes back when we were used to be beaten so hard. I remember there was a season when we were beaten, we were thrashed.
And you didn't abandon your team?
And I didn't abandon my team. So
you hold on tight and waited for the winning time to come.
Yeah.
You said that your time had not come. But right now your time has not come. Man, it is time for Man City now to shine.
That's the Premier League.
So what are you waiting
Premier
for?
League title. Yeah.
What are you waiting for next so that Chelsea can remain the champions of Europe?
We have got the UEFA Champions League in the round of 16. It will be on 14th of February on the Valentine's.
Your specifics. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
On February, the month of February, it will come back for the round of 16.
Okay.
And I wish my team all the best.
Wow, thank you. I wish them all the best too. Okay, tell us something. What do you think the government of Kenya should do about Kenyan football talents that have not yet been put out there?
It could be my take. Just as we have the Premier League in the Europe, that even in Kenya we embrace the same. Assuming now each and every county in Kenya
has a football team,
came up with one football team, and each football team, each county having each team, they come up with a league where each team from every county will play all the other teams from the other counties. Assuming now we are in Kiambu County, we have a team for Kiambu County, Murang'a County, up to the 47 counties. And then we have team from Kiambu playing all the teams, and that we call it the Kenya Premier League. Instead of having the Kenya Premier League, and then we are having only about 10 teams, all of them based in Nairobi. It might not be all of them, but majority of them being based in Nairobi. So the talents in other counties, for example in Kisumu, Kitui, Machakos, the eastern region, being left there.
Okay.
They are not receiving any recognition. They are talents. So they should be embraced, and then they be cultivated. And then we can be having even more of our Kenyan footballers representing us even in other countries.
Yeah. Given a chance, will you want to represent Kenya in another country?
for now, I'm still in the football team. Yes.
Kenya football team?
Not the Kenya football team. I'm still a football player.
Yeah.
With the exposure, it means that the more the exposure, the more I'm becoming better. The more I'm encountering new challenges in football, the more I'm encountering new players with different staminas, different passions, and the fight for the game, with the different winning mentality for the game. So the more we are coming together, the more it gets better. And maybe in future, being capable, I might represent the country.
So you're
That's a part
preparing
of being patriotic to my country.
Yeah, but you're patriotic to Chelsea, not your country.
Yeah, patriotic to Kenya as a country,
and patriotic to your
Chelsea
team.
as a team.
Hey. As we wind up, tell us something about, we had the FK, is it FKF scandal?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I did not go deep into the FKF scandal, but from the way the FKF handles the Kenyan players, we might have some players having to go for the training, having to go for the games, and yet finally, some teams failing to pay the players. They accrue very many months without being paid.
Yeah.
For example, going for more than 3 months without being paid, and yet you have got your family, you have got people to take care of,
you've got
your parents,
bills to pay,
bills to pay,
and
then you are not being paid. I think that's not the best way to handle the players. In addition to that, they even go hard for the game. They get knocked several times, they get hit, they fall on the ground, on the
some
grass.
People even get paralyzed, like forever. Maybe you hit your spine, your leg, it affects you. They make a lot of sacrifices for the team. Yeah,
they make a lot of sacrifices for the fame of the team.
Yeah.
For example, for a team like Gor Mahia, imagine the goalkeeper diving so frequently to save the team so that it may emerge the winner of a game, and then finally he fails to get paid.
Yeah, that's totally not good. Like, it is very demoralizing.
Yeah. You might even lack the passion, or even sometimes you can even hope to go and get employed somewhere else out of your talent, so that you can keep up your family, keep up your parents, and even be able to meet your bills. Okay, so you told us from a goalkeeper you went to being a defender. So what position are you playing now? Now currently I'm a defender. I'm still a defender. But being a defender, I'm playing in different positions. I can play in number 2. I can play in number 3. I can also try in the central defense. Wow, so you're all round. Not necessarily an all-round player, but an all-round player, especially on the defense line. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So how do you manage to balance school and football? Okay. The time for classes is different from the time for games. Now, assuming I have my classes from the morning till at around 3 p.m. a time like now, I'll be having enough time to train. How about maybe you as a youth in campus, your personal time? Does it sometimes take your personal time, your you time? Okay, I had earlier told you that it is part of my hobby, my talent. Okay. So especially the way you do your hobbies during your free time, maybe it's watching. The same way I do my football during my free time. Wow. It does not matter how frequent I do it, provided it's my free time, I am capable of doing it, then I'm right to go. Wow. Despite the scorching sun, I'm all right to go. You can play below the sun, you can play during the rain, or is it even possible to play? Yeah, sometimes we even play under rain, but not the so intense rain, maybe the minimal one. Okay. Assuming the rain finds you in the pitch, that moment you are sweating all over. You won't even feel the rain. You won't even feel the rain. Yeah. By the way, it will be like a refreshment. Because the moment you are running, the more your temperatures are getting high. So the moment it's raining, your temperatures are going low, and then you are going some more passion. You feel like you are now refreshed. You can even play for a longer period of time. Wow. So what is the farthest you've gone with football? the farthest I've gone. So now currently the team which I'm playing for, the university team, we are playing in the KUSA League, the Kenya Universities Sports Association.
How did you manage to get to that position? Hard work maybe, or maybe a good coaching or good team members?
Okay, in the first place when I joined the university, I was not the first option for the team in the number which I do play, but out of my hard work, I managed to win the trust of my coach. And after a game, which I remember the first game I was playing for, it was a game between Gresa University and Strathmore University, being played at MKU grounds based on Landless.
Okay.
After the game, the coach called me and he was like, wow, really? You have played so pretty well. And from now henceforth, you are not in the second team.
And in the first
you have
team.
now in my team. And
Wow.
that's how I began to play since 2018.
Wow, thank you so much. So I want you to talk to children out there who maybe think that they have that talent of football, and also their parents. Encourage them to support their kids, and the kids also to follow their passion like you're doing it now.
Okay, now to my children out there, my advice to you is that may you keep going. May you not get tired of playing of football. Football is a well-paid talent. May you pray to the Lord that He sees you through. You get a good team. A team where you'll be able to be recognized, a team where you'll be able to be even get paid the moment you are playing. And to the parents out there, it is my heart that you support your little children. The moment you discover that they have got the passion in football, they have got a talent in football, it is my heart to you. May you support them all through. May you grant them, Father, the attires, the time, during their free time. Excuse them. Let them go and interact with their friends. They play together, and with that they will be building the friendship. They will be able to go far.
Thank you so much. Tell us maybe your social media handles where people can find you.
Okay, my social media handles, starting with Facebook. Facebook, I go by the name Willy Zamka. That's my handle. When you go to IG, __ Zamka, Twitter, the same Zamka.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching. It has been an amazing conversation. Hope you have been able to grasp something from it, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can get notified when I post my next video. See you in my next video.
Bye bye.